Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through chair yoga. We will practice for 30 minutes today. As we go through class, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any stretches that we work with don't work for your body, please skip them, come on out and modify. As we go through our practice today, you'll want to have a chair to practice in, so something at your desk is great. And if your chair has wheels, you may want to put them in the lock position so you're not rolling around too much. And as we go through our class today, we are going to work on doing some relaxation for the full body. So if you know that you tend to hold tension in some areas of the body, we'll be working with some stretches to release that. And I would like to take a little bit of extra time to focus on our shoulders today. So I know that our shoulders tend to hold a lot of tension through the work day and the work week. And especially if we're not sitting with the best posture, it can put a lot of strain on the shoulders when we're doing a little bit of a rounding forward movement. So this practice will be really great for opening up the fronts of the shoulders, trying to find a bit more space here in the heart, and then working on strengthening some of those muscles in the back of the body. So why don't we get started with a little centering? So we'll just take a moment to release the day so far, to drop into our body and our breath and the present moment. So you can just take a moment here to close the eyes. And then as you exhale, just letting yourself relax, letting yourself release tension that you're holding on to. And just feel this wave of relaxation wash over you with each exhalation. Maybe feel the eyebrows becoming a bit more relaxed, the jaw relaxes a bit, melts away tension in the shoulders. Try to relax through your legs and your feet as well. And then as we go through class, just bring in this element with you of groundedness, of relaxation. If you'd like, you can set an intention for class, and that could be anything. It might be that you want to relax a bit. It might be that you're holding tension in your body and you want to let that go. So there's really no right and there's no wrong intention. As you inhale, let's begin to sweep our hands up. We're going to take our index and our thumb to touch. And then as you exhale, you'll relax your hands down. Take an inhale. We're going to sweep our hands up. Maybe take your index and your thumb to touch. Maybe take your gaze up towards your hands. And then as you relax your hands down, let's let our gaze float down towards our toes. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, let that go. Full breath in. And full breath out. Letting your hands sweep to the sky. Let's bring our hands in line with our shoulders. We will begin to reach and stretch up with that right hand, creating a bit of slack on your left side. So reaching, stretching up through the waist, finding length through the side body, arm and fingertips. We'll come back through to center. Left hand rises, finding that slack on the right side. And we're going to go side to side here. And each time trying to reach up and out of the waist a little bit more, finding that length and finding that space. Bringing yourself back to neutral, hands sweep up. Let's take that right hand down the back. Left hand will help you into the stretch. And then just see if you can get your shoulders to relax from your ears here. So we'll create a little space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. Take a breath in. Let's float that left hand down the back. Right hand helps you into the stretch. Also, see if you can take your shoulders and plug them into the shoulder socket. So we don't want to be coming up like this. See if we can really draw them into the socket and then feel those shoulder blades drawing down the back. Let's take an inhale here. We'll reach for opposite elbows this time. Let's lengthen elbows to the right and then elbows to the left. And just finding this nice shift side to side. Be mindful of not collapsing into the stretch. So really try to lift up and out of the waist. Hold that length as you soften to the right and the left. Let's release off towards the left and we will pause here. Let's see if we can scoop that left shoulder under, right shoulder open, almost like you could shine your heart up to the sky. Back through center, let's lengthen here. We'll soften to the other side. We'll ground evenly through right sitting bone and left sitting bone. And we'll come back to neutral. Let's sweep the arms out into a T position. We'll take our right arm over, left arm under. Left arm begins to bend, and then we'll pull that right arm into our body a little bit. See if you can relax your right ear from your right shoulder. And then take a full breath in and take a full breath out. Arms will sweep out to the sides. Breathe deeply here. Left hand to the right. Right arm bends, drawing you in. Maybe scanning the body here. Where are you holding tension? Letting that tension go as you exhale. Arms will sweep out. Let's take that full breath here. We're going to wrap the arms up. We'll take our right arm under, left arm over. Reach for opposite shoulders. Press the backs of your hands together. Arms can wrap and hands can wrap. Breathing here. Option to keep the arms right where they're at. You could also take the hands up if you'd like a little bit more here. And again, we're just going to be mindful of our shoulders. Make sure they're not drawing up to the ears too much. Arms will sweep out to the sides into T. Left arm under, right arm over. Reach for opposite shoulders. Press the backs of your hands together. Arms wrap and hands wrap. Staying here, hands sweep up. Breathing here too. And just again, being mindful of inhaling and exhaling out through the nose. Let's begin to release. We're going to sweep our hands up to the sky. Let's follow the hands again. So gaze to the sky. We're going to exhale, hands to the heart. Let's relax our gaze down, following the hands through center. Inhale, head sweeps up. Exhale, let it go. One more time like this. As you take the hands to the heart, we will reverse. We'll float the fingertips up. Arms will float out and around. Breathe in and out. One more time. And release. Let's bring our hands back to the heart space. I'd love to take some time to work with the seated sun salutations. And I love the history of the salutation. So yoga came from India thousands and thousands of years ago. And people in India would be so grateful to see the sun. So they would do this flowing movement to honor the sun. That's where the term sun worshiper came from. So I love that there's a way to modify the salutations and to do them in the chair because they're great for increasing flexibility, building a bit of strength, just getting that circulation and blood flowing. So today we'll work with a half sun salutation A, and then there's a variation to do the sun salutation B. So we'll give that a try. I don't think we've tried that before, so I'm excited to give that one a go. So we'll do a few sun salutations with the halves just to start warming up, and then we'll just flow into the Bs. So we will inhale here. Let's sweep our hands up to the sky. We're going to exhale. We'll fold ourselves down. Let's bring our hands onto the backs of the legs. We're going to take our halfway lift. We'll exhale, fold it down. Inhale, we're gonna root to rise up. So breathing in, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, hands will sweep up. Exhale, float it down. We'll breathe here, take a halfway lift. Exhale, float down. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's take one more like this. We're gonna breathe in, reach up, stretch up, and dive it down. Find your way to your halfway lift. Float yourself down, rising up on the inhale, and then hands at the heart as you exhale. So we're gonna take our hands up for the B. We'll breathe in. We'll do a dive down as you exhale. Let's come to our halfway lift. We're gonna fold down, and then as we come up this time, let's grab onto our right knee. So fingers will interlock. You're gonna grab onto the front knee. We're gonna pull our knee to our chest, and then we're gonna work our way into a little back bend. So if it feels okay in the neck, you can drop your head down, and then we'll lower the foot. We're gonna land back through into our fold. We'll take ourselves into a halfway lift. We'll float ourselves down, and then we'll rise up. Nice full breath in to come on up. And then hands at the heart as you exhale. So we'll try the other side. Breathe in, hands up. Exhale, float it down. Find your way to your halfway lift. Fold yourself down. Fingers will interlock. Let's grab onto our left knee, and we're just gonna pull that knee into our chest, into our stomach, letting that foot lower, coming back through to a fold. Halfway lift, hands to the backs of the legs, forward fold, rising up, inhale. Hands at heart, exhale. It's so nice to just feel that blood flowing. You can feel like the heart rate picking up, which is nice. Let's try that again. We're gonna inhale, reach up and stretch up. We'll take a dive down. Find your halfway lift. We're gonna fold ourselves down. Let's grab onto our right knee. Fingers will interlock. And then maybe pull that leg in a little bit more this time. Get a little hip stretch. Really good for hip, low back, digestion. And we're gonna release it down. Let's take ourselves into our forward fold. We'll find our way to our halfway lift. Hold yourself down, rise up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart, other side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Find your way to your halfway lift. Fold yourself down, lift left knee. We're gonna pull it into our chest, into our stomach. Hug the arms into the sides of your body. Elbows run straight back. Float the foot down, fold over the legs. We're gonna breathe here, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and then rising up. Nice full inhale and exhale. So let's take one more, but we're gonna build on it. So we'll take our inhale, hands come up. Exhale, float it down. Find your way to your halfway lift. We'll fold ourselves down. We're gonna take that right knee to our chest. And then this time, let's do a little circular movement. So we're just gonna work our way into our hip joint a little bit more. You can find some large circles here, maybe find some small circles here. And we'll reverse. So we will flow in the other direction. And then taking a moment to pause, let's begin to pull that knee into our stomach and into our chest. Hug your arms into the sides of your body, elbows run straight back. And we'll change the stretch up just a little bit. So this time we're going to avoid our stomach and our rib cage. And then we're gonna pull our knee towards our underarm area. And then we're gonna breathe here. Again, use a little bit of that arm strength, a little bit of that shoulder strength to draw the leg in a bit. From here, let's take that right leg up and over. We'll work with our hips a little bit more. We'll work with our seated pigeon stretch. So we'll just take that right leg up and over. Imagine you could draw this line that would come to the outside of the leg and the bottom of your foot. And then this knee, you can press it down or just energetically sending it down. We'll take a full breath here. And then as you exhale, let's come down into a forward fold. And then we'll just pause in this one for a moment. So maybe taking a moment to close your eyes, maybe soften the gaze. If the mind becomes active, let's just try to let those thoughts go. We will just release the thoughts, almost like a cloud that just drifts by. We notice it, and then it's just off in the distance. So same thing with our thoughts. We'll just notice our thoughts. We will let them go. We will come back to our breath, back to this pose, the present moment. And then we will release. Let's float ourselves down. We're going to bring our right foot in line with our hip. Take an inhale here. Let's reach up and stretch up. We're going to dive ourselves down. Find your way to your halfway lift. As you fold down, let's take our left knee into our chest. And we're going to just circle out through that knee a bit here. And then flowing with the breath. Take a nice deep full inhale, a nice deep full exhale. And reverse. So we will flow in the other direction. And then knee will come to our chest, into our stomach. We'll just pause here, mindful of hugging the arms in, elbows run straight back. Maybe feel a little pressure in the hip joint. We'll try to avoid our stomach and ribcage on this one. Try to draw the knee to the underarm. Just giving a little different stretch there in the hip. We are going to take our leg up and over, finding figure 4 stretch. Encouraging this knee down, being mindful of your alignment. We'll take a nice full breath here to lengthen and take a fold forward as you exhale. And as we're folding here, maybe just take your awareness to your body. Notice where you feel the stretch. Breathing into that. Maybe feeling the stretch through the legs, through the hips, through the low back. Maybe feeling that stretch through the back of your neck as you let your head relax, you let your head release. And then we'll bring ourselves on up. Let's take our feet out nice and wide. We'll do a little swish of our legs to the right and to the left. You can always grab onto your chair for a little bit of extra stability on this one. And we'll come back to stillness here. Let's come up to stand. We'll do some standing stretches. And as we start with our standing stretches, let's grab onto our chair. We'll bring our chair right off to the left side of us. And I would love to work a little bit more with our shoulders and then also our spines. So let's have our left hand onto our chair. We're just going to take that right arm up and over. So if your chair has wheels and they are not locked, or your chair is easy to push away, sometimes kind of pressing that chair away a little bit can just give you a little bit more stretch. Another way to do that would just be to have your chair, if it was more stuck there, you could also just walk your feet away from the chair too to find a little bit more length and a little bit more space. We're going to bring ourselves back on up to center. Let's take our right hand to our right hip. We'll float that left arm up and over. And then as your right hand is on your right hip, see if you can press your hips to the left. And we'll bring ourselves back through to neutral. Let's take that chair. We're going to send it to the other side. So we'll start with our right hand on our chair. Left hand up and over for that side stretch. Maybe pressing the chair away a little bit or taking a step or two away from the chair. And see if you can find a little bit more space. Can you press your hips to the left a little bit more? Let's ground into our feet, core engages. Let's take our left hand to our left hip, right arm up and over. And then we're gonna press that left hand into the hips, guide your hips to the right. And release. Let's bring ourselves back through to center. So as we have that right hand on our chair, let's try for a little bit of balance here. So I would love to work with our crane pose. So for crane, we're gonna start by bringing our left leg up into a 90-degree angle. We'll take our left arm up, maybe into a half T. And so nice to have the chair there if you need it to steady the balance, but maybe take the opposite hand up. And our trick with our balancing is to find a spot to focus on. So maybe a spot on the ground, maybe the wall, the ceiling, to focus your concentration and to focus your awareness. Hands will relax, foot resets down. Let's take our chair. We're going to sweep that to the other side so that shoulders can stay nice and even. Grounding into your left foot. Let's take that right leg up. We'll take arm into half T or full T. Get nice and grounded in your left foot. So we will press through the inside, through the outside. And then noticing your body's natural tendency, noticing if you tend to roll in or you tend to roll to the outside of the foot a bit. You can let that one go. We're just going to shake it out a little bit. You can shake out wrists, shake out the feet. Just such a good opportunity to reset a little bit. And as we're here with our chair, why don't we try one last balance? So for this one, I'd love to try crane, but we'll just build on that a little bit and we'll kind of combine this pose with a pose we did just a moment ago. So we'll have our left hand on our chair for support. Let's try to take our right knee in. And the option is to hold onto the chair. If you feel like you're pretty steady here with the balance, maybe take both of those hands and reach for your knee. And we're just gonna feel that knee pulling in. So maybe a little pressure in our hip joint. You can give that nice hip stretch. And feel free to stay here. If you wanted a little bit more, you could take your right knee to the right and can be on the chair. Maybe left hand to the left. Maybe look to the left. Sometimes that challenges the balance a little bit more. You can always take a mudra in the hands where you take the pads of your index and your thumb to touch. That brings us into a pose called mudra called the Chin Mudra, Yana Mudra. Good for concentration and creativity. We're going to come back through to center. We're going to switch up our hands on this one. So we'll take our left hand for our right knee and we'll take our right hand to the right. And sometimes this right hip will kind of hike up a little bit. So see if you can roll that down just a little bit to be mindful of an even low back. We are gonna let go of this one. Let's take our feet out nice and wide. We'll do a little sweep to the right and to the left, empty coat sleeve stretch. And then as you twist to the right, maybe lifting up your left heel and just letting your left toes track in line with your left knee, keeping those knees nice and safe. As you come to stillness here, let's take our chair off to the right. We will ground into our right foot. We will sweep our left knee up when you're ready. And we'll breathe in and out through your nose. Left knee to the left. We'll take an inner leg stretch here. Right hand can come to the right. Grounding into your right foot. And back through to center. Let's switch up those legs. We'll take our left knee through center and then off to the right. Gaze off your left fingertips. See if you can draw that left hip down slightly. And back to center. Let's take that knee to our chest. We can hug it in. And we'll take those feet out nice and wide, and we'll go for our little sweep to one side and then the other side. Back to empty coat sleeves. And again, just being mindful of your knee as you twist to one side and the other side. Great. Let's come back to the center. I'd love to work a little bit with some twisting. So we'll use our chair for that one. We're going to use our seat. So let's have our seat facing us. We'll be mindful of our alignment. So feet in line with hips, toes are pointing straight forward. Let's take our hands up. We're going to inhale. We're going to take our hands down onto our seats as you exhale. Right knee, let's begin to bend that knee. We're going to work with our twist, but also a nice IT bend stretch. So we have our right knee bend. We're going to plant our left hand down. And let's take our right hand up as you exhale. So this is going to take us into an open twist. See if you can roll your right shoulder back and your left shoulder under. And see if you can shine your heart right up to the sky. Lowering your right hand down. We're going to keep our legs just how they are. And then we're going to try for a twist to the other side. So we'll take our left hand up. So we're keeping that right knee bent. And then maybe breathing into that IT bend stretch on the left side. See if you can get your shoulders to stack and open here. Let's begin to release the hands. We're just going to reset on our legs. So let's bend into our left knee. And we're going to plant our right hand. And then we'll take our left hand to the sky when you're ready. And then trying to breathe into your stomach, your ribs, your chest. And then releasing from your chest, your ribs, your stomach. Legs are going to stay how they are. Let's take our left hand down, right hand lifts when you're ready. And then we'll breathe into low back, mid back, upper back. And then releasing from the upper, mid, and low back. We're going to release the hands down onto our seat. Reset on your legs, and then feel free to shake it out a little bit here. Bend one knee and the other. Maybe relax your head yes, and relax your head no. So now that the body is nice and open from those twists, I'd love to try a variation of a down dog with a twist. So as we take down dog on our chair, always be really mindful. I can't see what chair you all are using, so just make sure that you feel safe and stable in the stretches. And one thing to remember too, when we're in a down dog, we're really not trying to push our chair away. We're really pressing our hands straight down, but there's really not a lot of weight in our hands to begin with. You're really going to try to bring all the weight back into your heels. So it is a feeling like you could almost lift your hands from your chair. So we're just going to kind of stretch out here. So look, I can even just kind of lift my hands up. So you really want to aim for that kind of sensation. So it's weight is back in your heels, toes are light. And then we are breathing here. So nice stretch for hamstrings and calves. And just such a good stretch for the full spine. Let's take our left hand for our right thigh. And then we'll create a little twist here. Almost imagine that you could draw your left shoulder underneath your right shoulder. We'll bring ourselves back through the center for a down dog. Right hand to the left thigh. Let's try to spin ourselves under. Full breath in and out here. We'll reset back into our down dog. Let's walk our toes to our hands. Find a forward fold. Let's take a moment to lower the stomach, lift through the heart. We will ground into our feet. We'll take our hands up to prayer. And then as you exhale, draw your hands to the heart. Let's take a moment to close the eyes if that feels comfortable, or soften the gaze. And thank yourself for practicing chair yoga today. We're doing something so good for your mind and your body. Letting the eyes open when you are ready. Thank you so much for being here today. It's really great to be here with you all to share this chair yoga practice with you. I hope that you enjoyed class. I hope that your shoulders are feeling a bit more open. Really nice to take a little bit of shoulder stretching today. I hope that you enjoyed that. Have a fantastic weekend. I will be back with you all on Monday. We have our yoga class on the yoga mat at 5:30 East Coast time. And that's an all levels yoga practice for 45 minutes. So it'd be great if you could join us. I'd love to see you on the mat. Take care.